Through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it loud. Changing the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key. Make the big switch. Power to the people. Time to teach the rich. Legal battles can't hold him. He's moving on. With plans so bold, from dusk till dawn. He's rewriting the rules. A new dawn's day. From the hands of the few to the people's way.
Welcome, everyone, to the Crazy Kryptonaut channel. I am Zester, and thank you guys so much for joining this Friday evening. I hope everyone is looking forward to a quality weekend. And I will go ahead and say tonight's stream is going to be fairly short. I'm pretty much here for answering any questions that come along. I do have a little bit of news to jump into, but otherwise, we're going to do some questions and answers, but we're not going to have too long of a one. I know that everyone is going to be very excited, actually, to hear the original Mark Z stream that's going to be starting in, a matter of 58 minutes as he talks about things to expect at different centers. And so looking forward to listening on that one. And so I'm actually going to take a little bit of a break and be ready to listen along with him and Dr. Scott. So just a heads up, guys, probably going about 30 minutes for this one. But what is up, Gary? How are you doing, man? And I do, but I really like, I think you're talking about the thumbnail. I just really like that thumbnail. Oh, and you came in at number one. Thank you so much for hitting that like button, Gary. And congratulations on coming in at number one tonight. You beat Kukla this evening. What's up, though, Kukla? How are you doing? Welcome, Love Trumpy, saying hello, beautiful people. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Love Trumpy. World Health Organization warns Trump funding cuts may delay release of new pandemic. Shucks. What's up, Mary Jones? Welcome. All right. If I miss anybody as I'm scrolling through, guys, I do want to make certain we're getting right to the news and answering questions. But I don't want to miss saying hello to anyone that jumped in early. What's up, David? Good evening to you, and thank you so much for the apple. Welcome, Hot Rod Tilly. Thank you guys for being here. What's up, Captain Spiffy? Captain Spiffy coming in at number 11 on the like button. What's up, Doc Honeycutt? And Samuel Worley? Yeah, yay, it's Zester time. It is. What's up, LG Lady? And Musical Lady. We've got both of the ladies, one after another. Hey, how's it going? Mice Daniel. Hello to you, man. And I'm doing well. I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend after the work week and after everything going on. It's been a crazy one, but that's just normal. In 2025, in 2024, and 2023, for the past 10 years, I feel like any day where things aren't crazy, those are the days that honestly feel the weirdest. It's the days where everything's going right, where nothing bad is going on in the world and you're not hearing some kind of craziness thrown at you. Those are the days that I'm starting to feel like are weird. It's like, man, today was just way too good of a day. Today, honestly, was one of those days where it was weird. Everything was just falling into place, but it doesn't seem to be a normalcy. But how are you doing, Mice Daniel? How is your day going? Oh, Gary, actually, that's awesome. Gary7, Zester, I would like to set up to receive crypto on my website. Where can I get the web coding and instructions? Thanks. And so Gary, I have questions right off the bat. And this is a really interesting one because I bet there are other people out there in the community or people that you guys know that would be interested in accepting crypto as a payment. If you're interested in actually taking payment for products, then you're going to need to talk with a company. And so that there's kind of that distinction. If you're self-fulfilling, you're sending out products, then we can get this done like immediately. But if you're going through and say you're using a Shopify or you're using Amazon or anything else of that nature, there are going to be more steps. And so what I would recommend, Gary, is number one, is it just a matter of somebody or you sending them something? If that's what's going on and they're donating to you or you're sending them something, if you're going to do that, then I would highly recommend setting up just basic wallets. Set up an Ethereum wallet and using, say, MetaMask or your Ledger hardware. You can set up a separate Ethereum wallet on your Ledger hardware wallet that'll separate the accounts, and you would call it Gary7's book profits. And you would just send everything along to it. If you're planning on going in and you want to accept payment, I would highly recommend talking to BitPay, BITPAY. That company is going to be the absolute best at integrating into your website. If you're using something like Shopify and you would like to accept crypto payments, and you're not the person that's fulfilling the order. So if you have like a print to order deal going on, Gary, where someone places the order and then Amazon or someone like that prints the book and sends it to them, that's going to be tough to get crypto payments going on. If you are selling the thing and it's coming from you, it's very easy. If you already have the product sitting in a warehouse, it's very easy. And so maybe Gary, if you toss in a little more info on that one, I'll be looking for that question because that's an interesting one and something that has been very possible for a long time. As a matter of fact, check out Freedom Forged. We've had the ability to make that happen for years. What we didn't have was an understanding that we wouldn't end up in legal trouble for having done so. And so it's not that bad. It's very easy if you go through one of the companies. And so I'm certain I can help you out on that side, Gary. What's up, Darren? Oh, yes, definitely. I always need to start with this one. Thank you so much, Kukla, for making certain that I get it in here. Please remember that the content in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes and is not intended to provide financial advice. Please consult with a financial professional before making investment decisions. Very, very good one. Important. Thank you, Kukla. Musical lady. Dr. Scott was good last night with Pops. He definitely was. It was a good one. Welcome, La Filet. How are you? And ZooTube. Welcome. And yes, I do have a little bit of extra going at the moment. Love Trumpy. I did look into Onyxcoin. I did. I'll pull that one up just for a second and we will check it out. It was interesting. It is a smaller project, relatively speaking, which is funny to say when you're talking about a project that's currently valued at a market capitalization of $892 million. But in the grand scope of things in crypto right now, that's actually a somewhat smaller one. But it was an interesting project. A particularly interesting project, Love Trumpy. What I would say is that it being on Ethereum and kind of the area that it's focused on, it's definitely got a lot of competition. It's not going to be, it's not bringing something new to the Ethereum ecosystem. It's competing against in order to try and be the best. And so in that way, Love Trumpy, I would not be worried about holding Onyxcoin. The team seemed good. The website, everything checks out. They're focused on making money. Hey, I'm not in any way saying that I endorse it, but it is not a scam. Essentially, is what I came up with. Love Trumpy doesn't seem to be anything weird going on with the way that it works. Of course, keep in mind, I can easily be fooled in that regard, especially with how good these folks have gotten. But Onyx Coin seems to be on the up and up. And something that's very, very important, and this was actually the thing that I liked the most about Onyx Coin, Love Trumpy, was actually right here. And so Onyx Coin has a market capitalization of $892 million. It's a lot of money. It's a whole lot of money. But what I thought was the most exciting part is that it has very high 24-hour trading volumes. And that is an extremely good indicator that a project is on its way to success. And the reason is it's a liquid market. $146 million in 24-hour transactions means that they operated over 20% of the total market capitalization was exchanged in a single day. And it was a net positive. If we saw that number and we saw that high of trading volume and we saw the price going down, that would be really, really bad. But seeing that kind of volume and seeing the price stable and growing, that is extremely good information. That's a liquid market. There's an extreme amount of interest in the product. And so, Love Trumpy, I'm not running out and buying a bunch of Onyx Coin. I haven't bought any yet, but I did look into it, and I was particularly happy with it. Something I would recommend while I'm here for everyone out there, when you have that new project that you're learning about and you want to get more information, make certain that you go through something like CoinGecko. Come to CoinGecko, type the name in, make certain that the numbers add up, as in, okay, it's got a high market capitalization, or at least it has something legitimate. It's got volume. And this will ensure that you go to the right places, because if you see right here, CoinGecko has got onyx.org in the white paper. White papers in crypto are where you get the information about what the company really is doing. The website is where you make certain that you go to the right place. Same thing with the Twitter. By going through and coming to here, I'm not going to go to some scam Twitter account. I'm going to go to the legitimate Onyx Coin Twitter. And so just another little heads up for everyone out there. Whenever you are doing that research, please do go to a CoinGecko or the like when you're doing that initial little look. That way you don't go ending up on some scam Telegram channel or something like that. Notice right here, you can get the official Telegram for each and every project. Do not go and join a Telegram channel unless you are going through CoinGecko or a trusted source. So yeah, Love Trumpy, we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see what continues to go on. But right now, everything looks very positive on that one, actually. All right. LG Lady. Well, that's the $1 million question. That's for certain. LG Lady says, Zester, any guess on how long this dip will last? Well, of course, nobody knows. But and this is something I talked about with Paul Brooker from Charlie Ward's show over on the XRP Boys or whatever the show is called over there on the Charlie Ward Network just earlier this week, is that there was not any reason for this dip. The tariffs were a good thing. Those are good for crypto. The negative was actually when Trump said that he wasn't going to enforce the tariffs on Mexico and Canada. That would actually have been the only negative event from the entire past 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, 2 weeks. There has been no negative information. We've only received positives. XRP Ledger having 2 outages over the past 2 months, 2 failures to confirm transactions. That was a negative for XRP. And that is why I think XRP is where it's at. I think XRP would have honestly avoided this price drop if it weren't for that fact. But otherwise, this is just a very normal correction. There is nothing odd, in all honesty, going on in the market. All of the numbers seem to be good. Money is flowing into crypto. There's nothing wrong. And that's why it's very frustrating to see the price going down, because there's nothing. What we saw on Sunday over this past weekend and going into the beginning of the week, in all honesty, was nothing more than just the fact that the markets had been inflated. They'd been inflated by an extreme degree of optimism that had really flowed in compliments of Trump's inauguration. And on account of that, a lot of people had taken leveraged positions. They were gambling. And I strongly believe that all we have seen during this dip is that a bunch of whales, folks that have a lot of crypto, folks that have a lot of money, they saw an opportunity. They said, look, there's not enough buy pressure. There's not enough buying stability to hold the price point. If we drop this thing by 10%, we're going to liquidate all their positions and we're going to make a bunch of money. And so I think all we watched happen over the past 7 days was we watched a bunch of people take advantage of a bunch of other investors. Because remember, this is player versus player. Cryptocurrency, all markets, stock markets, real estate, everything to do with money is player versus player. It is people versus people. Everybody does not win. That's not how investing works when you're talking about markets of this nature. And so they won. They convinced and really forced the market down. They sold at 99,000. They sold at 100,000 on Bitcoin, and they bought back in at 92,000. They made 8% on their money in less than 24 hours. And that's really it. And so, LG Lady, I think that this dip is pretty much going to fade away in the near future, with the things to really look forward to being more ETF announcements, which Trump's company, social media group, the guys that own True Social, they, in the past, and we covered this, they purchased Bakkt, a cryptocurrency exchange. And now True Social is applying for a Bitcoin ETF. That type of news and the announcement that these ETFs are being approved, the announcement that XRP is going to have its first ETF, the announcement that the United States government has finally put together a legit regulatory framework for blockchain and digital cryptocurrency evolution. Those things are going to be the catalyzing events. When we see Amazon is accepting crypto payments, when we see the US government starting to actually put in Bitcoin to its strategic reserve, those are going to be the major events to look forward to. And they're going to happen. We just don't know when. And so I would expect this little dip of sorts to have somewhat lasting effects until we do get that positive information that a lot of folks are really looking for. It's everybody knows which direction we're heading in, but now everybody in the community is the kid in the back of the car. Everybody's just asking, when are we going to be there? When are we going to be there? And I think that results in a lot of uncertainty in the market because we don't know what day. We don't know what the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency, I should say, group that Trump put together. We don't know what they're going to come back with. We're assuming that it's going to be a lot of really good news for the industry, but we don't know that. And uncertainty is terrible for markets. It's terrible because uncertainty breeds volatility. Folks are emotional, folks are not positive, folks are not acting logically. And in that way, I'm expecting this dip to continue on for a couple of weeks, or we're going to get one of those events that's going to completely change it. If we don't get anything coming out from the SEC, we don't hear any major banks or any major countries are moving over to crypto, we don't get any of that information for a while, then the dip's going to maintain itself. We're going to stay here. As soon as we get one of those events, everything's going to change. And so that's what I'm looking towards, lady. I'm looking towards a catalyst. What's up, Neil? Neil Brooks coming in from Graham, North Carolina. 66 degrees. I suppose that's not too bad, Neil. That's not too bad for February. How long has it been since the last major snow? I know that we aren't we going to have another polar vortex or whatever coming down south again? Maybe somebody can correct me on that one, but I think Pops was saying that there's another one on the horizon. Mary Jones, Wild Zester, that would be an excellent way to get funding for our foster-based animal rescue. Mary Jones, I'd love to help you set it up. I would be very happy to set up crypto donations for anybody out there that is running nonprofits and such. It will not take us more than an hour, and we will have your organization set up for crypto donations. And so I would be happy to help on that one. Oh, Kukla, Tino and Tina update. I'll have to go see if I can't find out where they're hiding at the moment. I imagine they're napping. Oh, yeah, Darren Rudd. Zester, have you heard of Unstoppable Domains? I have. I actually own a few domains from them. Could help streamline crypto payment for Gary while also registering a website domain. Maybe a good affiliate program for your show, too. That's a great idea, Darren. I've never considered Unstoppable Domains as an affiliate, but for those out there that don't know what Unstoppable Domains is, what it does is it actually creates a crypto domain that you can then send crypto to the domain and it will show up for the person. And so it's a great way to make a website. You have your website, it's live, people can view it, but also people can just pay that website and it comes directly to you. That's a great idea, Darren. I might have to look into that one and see if that does work, because that may be a good answer. Joe Al, hey Zester. As a father of a 13-year-old boy, what do you think would be a good career field for him to go into the way the world is going with AI and such? And so, Joe, that's a question that I know I've thought about many times, you know, considering what is supposed to be the right answer now for our youngest generations. And so the two things that I would kind of focus on, Joe, and two different avenues that I would go down if I were just thinking strategically. One is the trades. And so, in that regard, if he is somebody, and at 13, he probably has no idea what he honestly wants to do. But if he does have a predisposition towards doing things physically, he likes building things, he likes solving problems, then I would say that the trades are most likely going to end up being so electrician, plumber, any and all of them. AI, computers, and robots cannot do that. And we're not anywhere close to them being able to do that. And so those are going to be mainstays for a while. And when you currently look at the generational breakdown, we have the oldest average age of any major group of professions is inside of the trades. I think back in North Carolina, and this was 4 years ago, the average age of an HVAC technician was 64 years old. And that's a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom. But if you're thinking about society and you're thinking a decade ahead, well, what's going to happen when that average age hits 70? Like, these folks are planning on retiring someday. And that means we're going to need young people filling in. And then the next one, Joe, is the tech fields. When it comes down to it, you need technicians to operate all of these different programs. And so if he's the computer savvy, enjoys his time sitting with the computer and playing with new technology, I would highly recommend a polytechnic. And in that regard, it would be a polytechnical institution focused on computer engineering, computer sciences, data analysts. Those things are things that we cannot make computers do. We ultimately are going to have to keep paying people to fix them. And so I don't know. They may not be exactly the right answers. My magic 8 ball does not always come up with the right one. But Joe, those are two things that just will not go away. I cannot make a robot run high voltage electrical wire. I can't do it. I can't make that happen, and nobody can. And we're not close to making it happen. Same thing with the plumbing. Same thing with the HVAC. These guys are going to make more than doctors by a long shot in just a couple of years. And they already are at this point if they have their own contracting company. They're already making more. They're going to definitely make more in just a matter of a decade tops. They're going to be rolling in the money. And it's going to be the same thing with all the folks that are focused on computer sciences, programming languages. Those are going to be killing it. The folks that are more in worry are the folks that are in those categories where AI can very easily take your job. Customer service, anybody inputting data, most of the time, anybody interpreting data, most all of your managerial roles. If you've got any company that has more than one general manager, that ain't going to exist anymore. Why would you need them? And of course, business majors are always going to have opportunities. That's just something where you're not going to really get away from the human ability to kind of think asymmetrically. In time, AI will achieve that, but right now it's not there. But it's progressing at a rate where very soon it will. As a matter of fact, I tend to ask AI about every business decision I make. I ask AI. I go in and say, hey, can you see a problem with my general business logic? And sometimes it really makes me feel great and tells me how awesome I am and that I had the right idea. And sometimes it tells me that ain't going to work. And so It's a tough one. The guarantees are the trades. That's really the biggest guarantee. Tech or trades. Everything else, there's a lot of holes in that boat. ZooTube 2024 just saw where Swift and XRP are joining together. Is this true? ZooTube, I have not seen that one. What I do know is that Swift has actually signed a partnership agreement with Chainlink, which is an Ethereum-based token. And so I know that Swift is currently working with Chainlink. I know that 100%. I do not know if Swift and XRP are currently joining together. I know they have worked together in the past, but that was a matter of consultation and things of that nature. What's up, Tristan? Hey, Gamer Jame. What's up, man? Yeah. I have a feeling just about everybody's a little frustrated with crypto and everything of that nature at the moment. But I hope you're doing well, Gamer Jame. All right. Yep, Mary Jones, set it and forget it. It's my philosophy with crypto. I don't expect anything to change for a while. That does tend to be the best way to go about it. That absolutely does. All right, though. I do see the time, guys. I do see the time, but I'm going to go through and see if we don't have another question or two to answer before I go running up. Yep, I use AI to debug my SQL coding errors. It works really well. It's scary how well it works. La Filet, which AI gives the most accurate info, Grok or ChatGPT? That's a tough one. That's a tough one to answer because ChatGPT does remain the most powerful free option. And I say that specifically with a little bit of a focus on the best free option. Where ChatGPT is going to have some failures on you is that it does have the morality parameters that they've built in. And so you're not going to get the best information from ChatGPT when you start to talk politics, or you start to talk other things. But you're going to probably get a far more unbiased decision or opinion from Grok or from the new Chinese option, DeepSeek. DeepSeek is free to use and it honestly works pretty well. But I would, if I were going through it, I would say if it is just a general, hey, I'm making a business or I need help with my science homework, or I would like to learn about this specific topic, ChatGPT is the best right now. But if I am going into a more nuanced thing, then I'm probably going to enter or encounter some of the censorship from ChatGPT. If I go in and I say, "Hey, I would like to debate with the AI on the politics of the modern era," that is not going to be a quality conversation. Please do remember something that I think a lot of folks have not considered with AI, and something that I have found to be particularly helpful. This is a little tip or trick, I guess, for everyone out there. If you do want to learn something, go into ChatGPT and tell it, hey, open up a new chat and tell it, hey, I would like you to be my teacher. And I would like you to teach me whatever it is. And then have a conversation with it. It is amazing how good it is at going through and teaching a specific subject. It's really made me wonder when it comes down to all our worries about the education system inside of the United States, especially when we see a lot of the crazy politics that are coming into the classroom. Does make me wonder whether there's not a future where AI teachers are actually running the show, because then we wouldn't have to worry about the AI teacher deciding to teach the kids something crazy. I'm not certain, but I would highly recommend that. That's something that a lot of folks don't think about using AI for. We think about it as just a place to get answers. Give me my work, do my work, write my email. But the counterpoint to AI is that it's actually much, much better at teaching you how to do things than it is at actually doing it for you. Um, I think that's something that needs a little bit more appreciation when it comes to the technology. You now have at your fingertips a the smartest physics professor on the planet, who is the best teacher on the planet, and you have that at your fingertips. The internet already gave us so much opportunity to choose to learn, and AI has cranked that up to a whole other level. If there's anything you've thought about in your life, go for it. Matter of fact, there's actually a plug-in module for ChatGPT where you can take a photo of your fridge and your pantry and you give it to it, and it will teach you how to cook something out of what you have. It will analyze the photo, analyze all your ingredients, and then go through and start preparing out meals for you. Those type of things I really think are a big advantage, and something interesting that folks aren't thinking about using AI for. And I'm certain more applications will arise over the years. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for joining. Love you all. I'll be over watching at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the original Mark Z, because I know that tonight is one that a lot of folks have been looking forward to. And that I know Dr. Scott and Pops are excited about it. So love y'all. Talk to you very, very soon. And I'll see you in the chat. Peace, guys.